Hey there guys, EctoMaster here. We are doing another case file. This week's episode, Injustuce, Gods Among Us. Now, Injustuce, Gods Among Us, just to kind of talk about a little bit of what the game is and what the story is. It's basically a fighter game. If you haven't seen the story mode that I played, do check it out, it's on my channel. The story follows one of the basic universes, the Justice League is there. And suddenly, they all mysteriously disappear. Not all of them. Superman is left behind, as is Flash and Cyborg. But Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, as well as the Joker, all disappear. They end up in an alternate reality in a world where the Joker tricked Superman into killing both Lois Lane and his son. And in the process of doing so, ended up destroying Metropolis. Superman then took it upon himself to become a dictator, for lack of a better word, and ruled not just the United States of America, but all of Earth. Those that opposed him, he either killed, like he did the Joker, spoiler, or they became vigilantes or joined up on his side. Now, of course, Batman, being Batman, is the only basically the biggest vigilante left. Now, the story was rather fun, and that's all I really played out of this. There was a live episode I did, but the sound was missing from it. It was basically a battle like what you're seeing here with Catwoman. That being said, the story was decent, but it was basically to get the whole point of the fighting game across. NetherRealm, who created this game, who also snuck Scorpion into this, wanted to put together a DC fighting game, apparently. And they had tried once before with DC versus Mortal Kombat, or Mortal Kombat versus DC. And in that everybody all argued, well, wouldn't Superman just, kick everybody's ass? Technically he would. But they argued that the realm that Mortal Kombat came from was magic-based, and Superman is weak to kryptonite and magic. And there you have it. That's all there was to it. So they wanted to make pretty much a DC fighting game. And to be honest, I'm not, arguing that point. Hey, go right for it. We've had Marvel vs. Capcom for I don't know how long. And ended up, hey, why not? DC versus DC. Great idea. And the story isn't a bad story. I'm pretty sure it's been done before, not just in, DC universe, but in the Marvel universe quite a few times. We're going to go to an alternate reality. Oops. In fact, I think that's how part of the Marvel Zombie universe came about. There was also Marvel Apes. It happens. Comic books and alternate realities, they're not strange to, they're no strangers to each other. They are like best of friends. I'm watching this gameplay. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted. I just want to commentate a little bit. I am kicking Raven's ass. It's like she got one hit on me the entire fight. Here comes the only time she gets anything this entire fight. Ugh. But that's typical of these battles. Now, as I was trying to say, alternate realities in video games, they happen all the time, and it's not something that it's not going to go away or anything like that. It happens, and I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that. I have no problem using alternate realities as a means to showcase a fighting game either. That is totally okay, because you can have, as you watched and hopefully you did in some of the episodes, where I basically, it's Green Lantern versus Green Lantern, Hal Jordan versus Hal Jordan, but one Hal Jordan is Green Lantern, the other is Yellow Lantern, and they have a story for that and a reason. And all that's good. I have no problem with that. What I have a problem is coming to the fighting of the actual game. Every character has their set of moves. Every character has, their bases, or their bases. And but they also have generic moves in the form of not just their finishers, but some of the more common moves. For example, I'm going to use Mortal Kombat as a quick example here. I remember on the Sega Genesis, and I kid you not, I still remember how to do these moves to this day. You could hand me a Sega Genesis controller, you could give me Mortal Kombat 2, and I can still perform at least a couple of the moves. Now, they were the basic moves, but I could still perform them. Back B with Scorpion let you throw the spear and do the classic, get over here, come over here, get over here, whatever it was called. And he pull the guy over to him. Back, half circle forward, A or B. I can't remember which one it was on this one. A or B. I'm pretty sure it was A. On Sub-Zero, you would fire an ice ball. You know, down forward, you would fire an ice ball at your guy. At the guy that was your opponent. And then backwards B, you know, the other way around with B, would create an ice slick that they would whoop, 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 and fall over. If you tried either one of those with the others, some of them may have something that would happen. A lot of them didn't. Quite a few of them did not have that. It was, you know, like one and that was it. One and done. You know, not a lot of them, not all of them, not a lot of them could have that same ability, and that was fine. Which meant that if you were playing Liu Kang had his set moves. You were playing Sub-Zero, he had his set moves. In this, everybody pretty much has the same moves. There's a few that are different, not a whole lot really, to be honest. Half circle forward and X does a move, half circle back and X does a move for everybody. There are no set moves. It was kind of dumbed down, which makes me wonder, what were they going for here? They weren't going for the hardcore fighters, because the hardcore fighters, like Mortal Kombat, still have that half circle, you know, back only on this character, half circle forward only on this character, that kind of thing. Whereas in this, it's pretty much everybody has that. The finishers were even more complicated in Mortal Kombat than in this game, ever. In this game, the finishers, I kid you not, you fill up your bar, which you've already seen me attempt a couple of times. If this video goes long enough, you will see it happen. But all you have to do is press, I gotta look at it real quick because I don't want to, the left trigger and right trigger at the same exact time once your bar is full. And hope you can land a hit. If you land a hit, then you do your super ability. If you don't land a hit, then you don't do your super ability. That's just that. There is no it'll do this, it'll do that. No, it just half circle forward, X, A, Y, half circle back plus X is not going to make Catwoman do her super ability. But I fill up my bar and press left and right trigger, and it does it. Now, for somebody like me who's kind of casual, especially with pretty much all games, especially with fighters, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the finishers being simplistic enough that I'm not going, oh my god, I'm never gonna land this. This is just so freaking stupid. How can somebody's fingers move that fast? I'm not complaining about that. I'm just pointing out the main difference. And in that, I think we can finally see her super ability here. Yep, there we go. What I found is interesting is if you're going for that casual mode, not really the hardcore gamers, and it's a $60 title. Now, of course, I didn't get it for $60. I got it for like half price. Yay for Steam sales. But that's not the point here or there. If you're going for that, it's got to be one of two things. It's either got to be a really good fighter, or it's got to have a really good story to it. And I don't think it accomplishes either one of those. I think it's a good fighter, an okay fighter, not Mortal Kombat complicated. And the story is all right. Example of why I think the story is all right. throughout the story mode, you fight certain baddies and goodies, and however you want to look at it, you fight different people, for lack of a really better term. One chapter you're playing as Batman, and you got to fight this person, and this person. And then another chapter you're fighting as Green Arrow, you fight this person, and this person. If you lose the fight, and if you watch my videos, happen quite often with me, if you lose the fight, you just go back and try the fight again. I would have liked to have seen that if you lost the fight, there was a repercussion for doing so. You get kidnapped or something, and then you have to play another character who has to save that person. That type of thing. Or, you have to do some kind of mini game or something to get your guy out. That would have been a little more intriguing. That, to me, would have warranted a $60 title. I think the reason this was mainly a $60 title, this is the Ultimate Edition, which is all the DLC and everything that goes with it. So I think that may have been why it was $60. But if this was just a base game and it had no DLC to it, I wouldn't pay $60 for it. I wouldn't have. I don't think that's a fair price. I think that's for the fighting, it's okay. There just seems to be, I don't know, a lack of something in here. It was fun to play, and it's fun to play against friends, as all fighting games are. Because, let's be honest, that's what fighting games are all about, is playing against each other and seeing who wins. If I was playing with others, then maybe I could argue the price point. But playing by myself, and I just played for the story, and I played for a little bit of the battles. The battles are fun. The battles are basically what Mortal Kombat was all about. Mortal Kombat, its story was in what Injustuce calls battles. And that you have a list of guys that you're going to fight. You go down that list and are victorious at the end. Sometimes you unlock stuff, sometimes you don't, and you just do the best that you can. And of course, if you lost, then you had to start all over again. With this, if you lose, you get the opportunity to continue where you left off. You can choose a different person to fight with. I mean, there's all sorts of different reasons and things like that. And again, I don't know if it warrants a full price tag on that. I think maybe $40 would have been enough. Maybe $30. $30 definitely to me. I paid $15 for the the fighting aspect of it, and $15 for the story, and I think that's well enough. But in the end, at $60 price, I wouldn't have paid $60 for this. It's a fun game. I won't. Don't get me wrong with that, but it's also one that's not very memorable. I guess it's not gonna be one that I'm gonna turn back and go, oh yeah, come on, we got to play this. I liked it. Again, I like. If you watched my last episode, I like the alternate story timelines, and I love seeing heroes and villains in alternate stories as well. Seeing heroes that end up as villains and villains that end up as heroes, or this hero doesn't, or this villain doesn't end up as a villain. They're actually a normal guy. One of my favorites on that is a comic of Exiles. They go to a world that Fantastic Four have just started. Literally just started. They're crashing back to Earth, and they encounter Tony Stark and Dr. Otto Octavius before he ever became Doc Ock. And that was kind of cool. But in the end, that's just one example of why I love seeing things that haven't happened yet, or seeing different takes on it. Whereas I would have loved more of that here. Of course, they're playing off of the divergence was that Superman killed the Joker, and that was the divergence, that Superman wouldn't do that. But would he? We don't know. I mean, there's just not enough information, I guess, for a lack of a better term. It's a fun game, but in the end, if you can get it on the cheap, get it. It's fun. but if it's not for sale, if it's not on sale, don't save your money and wait for it to come on sale. It's a good game, but it's not a great game. And there was so much that they could have done with it, and I just think so much was left out of it. And that's that. I don't know what more else I could say about it, except what I have said. It's a fun game, but leaves you wanting more. And there is no more. There are other aspects of the game I haven't played. There's like story modes or something like that. And those are interesting, but there's also, it's like challenges. Okay, you got to do this. Well, I'm trying to do that, and my fingers aren't letting me do that. And I'm failing hard at it. Like, you can watch these, like, Aquaman is doing things that, if you watch my video when I played as Aquaman, there is no way I was doing that. Like, he's getting 9 hits. I was lucky to get, like, 4 with the same move. It's things like that. It's just, I'm not the greatest of all players, and I'm not asking them to turn around and dumb down a game like this. No, I'm not. But if you're going to ask for a $60 price tag, at least I finished the story mode in no time. It took some time. Don't get me wrong, because I spaced it out, but if you look at everything, it really doesn't take all that long to tell. The Warhorse finished it in a matter of hours. And I don't think a game should be like 2-3 hours long and then ask for a $60 price tag and go, oh, but we have this aspect of it and this aspect of it and this. And I'm like, yeah, but that story mode thing, it doesn't really do anything for me. It's another aspect of playing the game, and it's no different than the actual the story. There's I don't know. I just think it was a good game that was trying rather hard to be a good fighter. The fighting is, compared to older games, rather simplistic. Again, I'm not saying that on my end that's wrong. I wouldn't want a complicated fighting system. I tried Mortal Kombat a couple of years ago and I couldn't. I was like, well, let's see if the old moves work. No, the old moves don't work. Well, what are they? Well, they don't have a list for you. You have to go online to find it. I'm like, that's silly. And I don't know. That's what I think of this game. It's fun to play, but it's not a game that I'm going to turn around and go, oh my god, I have so got to play this. I wanted to play it. I really did. I was in that mood, but I've also had others say that, well, if it's got the $40 price tag or even the $50 price tag, wait until it drops to like $30. It's only if all you're really wanting is kind of the story and some basic fighting out of it, wait till it drops to $30. Otherwise, it's not worth its price tag, and I agree. I disagree. That's it, guys. That's all I have for you today. For this week, this is case file number 2, Injustuce, Gods Among Us. I'll see you guys next time.